Abundance or scarcity? Abundance or scarcity? Which one will you persist in? Which one are you going to keep so casual in your mind that your life is permeated with it? Have you ever even heard of these terms much before, or at least heard of them in a relevant fashion that actually begins to make you think about them? Or when you hear abundance, does it give you a sour taste in your mouth? Do you feel as if you're not capable of being abundant? Is it like the idea with wealth that is perpetrated by many people? The idea that the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. It's a true fact, but when you internalize it and feel it in a negative self-regarding way, you're living from scarcity, and you're doing nothing but hurting yourself and continuing down that path of poor getting poorer. You see, true wealth starts in the mind, just as true poorness starts in the mind. Poverty and wealth are both state of mind. Now, whether you're broke and just physically you have no money, that's a completely different thing from being in poverty. If you were to ask me or many people who have the understanding of that mindset difference, you see, we're honestly conditioned from birth by our society to believe that everything of value is found outside of us. That everything of value is found not internal, but in the physical world. That to have value, to be valuable, to have all the nice things, to be happy, you must find it externally. You must have all those nice things. You see, and this creates a large gap of mindset between the actual wealthy and the rest of everybody else. You see, because so many people live in this constant climbing of ladders and living up to the Joneses, or whatever the saying is, where we fight to be better than everybody else by physical means, right? We fight to be in the right groups of people that we really truthfully don't even like, but because we have all this money tied up into these different liabilities, we happen to be around these people very often. And we find some enjoyment in it, don't get me wrong. But what sides of our life are resultingly finding pain, not being as purposeful as they could be? For instance, do you find a true loving connection with your family? Even though your house is, very nice and you have all this nice stuff, like, don't get me wrong, you can obviously have both. What I'm saying here is that when you focus too much on the physical, you don't have as much time and energy for the spiritual, for the true interconnection between humans. So many families out there have all of this nice stuff, the nice cars and houses and da-da-da-da, yet there's no connection between the people. Now, let me say it a third time here. Have everything that you can have, right? I'm going to have all the nice stuff as well. But my point here is that I'm not going to have it for the sake of having it. I'm not going to define my life by those things, those physical things that only money can buy. Right? I'm going to live my best life in every way and provide value to the world for the impact of myself on the world, the impact of other people, and on my family, my loved ones, and just making a better impact on the world again. And if that just so happens to lead me to having better things, nice things, sure, cool, great. And that's the mindset we should all have. How can I give more value to the world? How can I exchange value to the world? How can I provide something that actually helps people? Scarcity or abundance. Scarcity is constantly living from a state of lack, in which you believe everything external is what will give you inner peace. You believe that there's nothing on the outside of the world nothing in your internal world that could ever really give you what you want. No, everything is internal. You see, your outside world is just a direct reflection of your internal world. It's the mirror principle. Do you live from scarcity or abundance? When you are abundant, you have a loving connection with yourself and the rest of humanity as a whole, as at a soul level. Whereas when you're living in scarcity, you're disconnected. You are very much too attached to the reality, the idea of the physical. Getting cold right now. Of the physical limitations, physical beings that are outside of yourself. When you're too attached to this, you don't have that level of connection that allows for real living, that real spiritual and soul living. In fact, you're actually shoving your soul in the dirt, burying it, and not allowing it to come up. Do you think that that might have a negative impact on you? Is it already having a negative impact on you? Is that why you always feel a lack of vitality? Is that why everything always feels so pointless? You see, part of our soul's conquest here in this human body is to live to our highest potential and to live to true purpose. It is to get beyond the physical limitations of our mind and bodies and really allow divinity to work through us in the world, to pursue a higher purpose, to make the world a better place, and to help others in that process. Abundance or scarcity? What will it be?